you got any good stories of him kind of just busting your ass at home at a young age, or how did he kind of instill the hard? Because you mentioned Drew with the hard work, but just knowing your dad, I know kind of what that was probably like. What did you kind of get from your dad growing up at a young age?
Yeah, he's, as you know, he was tough. Like, and he was one of those guys. Like, the more he cared, the tougher he was on you. Yeah. It's kind of like one of those cliches. Like, he was a football coach, so he was just an intense dude. So, but like I would for wrestling, we would go and we'd always practice at Victor, and then he would always take me out to Hilton and wrestle with this kid Yanni, who guys aren't unaware. He won a national title as a freshman and sophomore, and he's on pace to be on the Olympic team. And like right now, he's ranked number 1 in the world as like a junior in college. So he's like just like a stud.
Pretty good,
yeah, like a beast.
Pretty good track record.
Yeah, and so yeah, we would drive out like 45 minutes after the Victor practice, and that was like, I would literally just sleep on the way there, and he was driving. So it was like an hour and a half a day that he didn't have to do anything like that, and just like, he was one of those guys that wasn't like a super athletic, super talented guy. He just worked really hard, and just like, whether it was like workouts he would have us do, and just like, he was always there to help out. It was pretty crazy. But I think probably the funniest story, it's funny to look back at now. After like a JV skirmish, I was terrible, and I came back and I like we had an ice rink we always built for my brother because he played hockey, and like, if you guys know, like, you put rebar in, and like taking out rebar is like the biggest pain in the butt ever. And like, so I came back after JV lacrosse scrimmage like 8:00 at night, and I played horrible, and like I complained to the ref or something, and he made me go out there and take down the ice rink by myself, and I was out there till like 3:00 in the morning. It was like, that was painful. And I think another good one was we lost in modified football to Spencerport, who's not a very good football team, and we're all supposed to go to this birthday party after, and it's like me and like 5 or 6 of us, and we go and we stop home because we had to get like gifts from my house, and my dad gets all of us out of the car and makes us run like 20 hills on the way to a birthday party. So yeah, that's a good one. Made my brother walk home from practice once, like 5 miles, because he complained. Yeah, he's a tough dude, but definitely bigger than Drew. He molded kind of that work ethic and stuff, for better or worse.
Yeah.
Was there moments like, were there specific moments like in those games that he makes you work at because it's like, hey, you didn't try that game, or you didn't give your best effort, you complained to the ref? Were there certain moments that forced him to like push his hand on you guys?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's like kind of like his non-negotiables. Like, it's not like if there's a skill issue, like, there's like you're not going to be as fast as some people, but just like attitude and effort. So if like we ever weren't trying or anything like that, or competing, like that's when it just became like an issue for him. So like those things, like your compete level is like, that's one thing I think that I take pride in, is like, I think I'm one of the most competitive people out there, whether it's like spike ball or like Yahtzee or like putting a puzzle together. Like, it's just like uber competitive. And I think like those, between like work ethic, like his kind of thing is like, you should never be really outworked, and like compete level, and just attitude. Like, those are kind of his 3 things. It's like, those are things you can control, and the controllables, and like skill and stuff will come, and like athleticism, and like, but like those 3 are like his non-negotiables. And I think those are things he touched on, and like, it's pretty cool because we go to Yale, and like those 3 things we talk about a lot. So it kind of just seems like everything came full circle. So it's almost like playing for Coach Shea and playing for my dad in a little too many ways sometimes. Except I'm a little more. Actually, I don't know who I'm more afraid of.
Yeah. I was just gonna say